on the troll. Yo, yo.
Yes, sir. What's up, guys?
Yes. This DJ will kick the floor in 3, 2, 1.
Hello and welcome. Welcome back to Mzansi. I think today we can safely say that, this is now half of the affidavits.
So you eventually managed to find the part where Zungu's affidavit was being read by Ramosepeli for us.
Yes.
Yes, that's good.
Yes. So we are going to go through it slowly but surely. We're not in a rush. We have all the time. But greetings to people who are on the chat.
Hi guys, welcome back to the Mzansi Reality YouTube channel. Thank you so much for joining us here again for another live stream where we get to talk about the Senzo Meyiwa trial.
It's very interesting times, man, guys. You know, as you go through this thing, you go back. A lot of things, you know, just comes up. You know, a lot of things that you start asking yourself, is it not because of, you know, there are things, in my opinion,
Yes.
that you would hear from certain people because of a certain reason. Uma, if I have someone who cleans my yard,
Yes.
which others they call garden boy, for that person to be called my boy, I must be that kind of a person. I must be big, right?
Yes.
Okay. But then, do you expect the friends of that person to call that person a garden boy?
No.
No, right?
Yes.
Very interesting. I want you to go through the first and the second paragraph.
Okay. It says, I, the undersigned Sizwe Skumbuzo Zungu, 37-year-old, I reside at, it was kept secret or for his safety concerns, and cell phone number, it was also kept confidential. He
Yes.
said, I work as a constable in Sebenza police station. On Sunday, 2014, October 26th, at 7:30, I received a call from my nephew, Gwabini, whose real name is Fiso Zungu. He told me to come visit him at Vosloorus Basotho Hostel,
Yes.
where he was residing. He also told me that our homeboys will be coming to visit him as well.
And I want you to mark that word, homeboys.
Homeboys.
No, our friends, in a sense, in case then we don't have homeboys. We just have friends and all that. And So, highlight that. But let's continue.
The likes of Muzaokhulelwa Sibia, who is related to Gwabini, and Nkani Sfiso Zungu NTULI,
Here we go.
Mafika.
We're missing. Now, that's number one. We have a friend that does not know which surname to use. And I'll tell you this. Only people who know FEUD maybe because of his crimes
Yes.
would use such both surnames in one sentence. Not the people that come from the same place with Ntuli would do that.
Yes.
It's impossible.
But then Sfiso Zungu NTULI.
Yes, they're trying to push for SFISOKUHLE. Later, they call him SFISOKUHLE Zungu NTULI. At the time, that's Fiso
Which is a
Zungu
totally different person.
Yeah, but they're still using. The only reason why I say maybe they meant the person is because they still continue with that mixture of surnames of Zungu NTULI.
Mafika, whose real name is Bongani Ntanzi, who is my cousin and is also related to Gwabini.
Get that? He's the cousin. and also related to Gwabini.
Mthokozisi Maphisa and Nkani, whose real name is FEUD Zungu.
He's repeating the same thing.
NTULI.
And it's not a mistake, it's there on the affidavit. That's how it is written, that affidavit that was read by Ramsipil.
And others from Opisweni in Kwanongoma.
Now, Opisweni in Kwanongoma. Now, do you see the differences? The other one says, I come from Mahlabatin.
Yes.
Now, we are still saying they are coming from Opisweni.
In Kwanongoma.
In Kwanongoma.
FEUD, Zungu, NTULI, and others.
Yes.
He said that they will be excited to see me, and I told him that I will be starting at work in Tembisa police station. I received a call from him at about 10 a.m. He asked me to pick up my nephew, Makosonke, at Johannesburg. He also gave me his cell phone number.
Yes.
At about 1 p.m., I left the police station and went to pick up Makosonke in Johannesburg. I was communicating with him telephonically using the above-mentioned cell phone number. So he's telling us that he's had the same cell phone number since 2014.
The one that was on an affidavit.
Is
Yes,
that what he's
that's
saying?
basically what he's saying.
Defense.
It's a pity that that road is closed, in a sense, if you ask me. I mean, if you can pull the section
205.
205. This guy could be of assistance, actually.
Very much, because if he's had the same phone number since 2014, that could be very handy.
That could be very handy. That could come in very handy, because that's what we are looking for.
He said I was communicating with him telephonically using my above cell phone number until I picked him up at Carlton Center. Then we proceeded to Vosloorus. Upon arriving, we found Gwabini and other boys from Nongoma, whom I know because we all grew up from the same area. However, some of them I had not seen for decades. Gwabini did.
Do you wonder which one are those ones that he has not seen for decades? Out of the 5 accused.
Well, since he referred to Ntanzi as his cousin, I would say maybe he's talking about accused number 3, Mtobisi Mncube, and maybe number 4, right?
Yeah.
Maybe, ne?
Yeah, okay.
But why would he say that Ntanzi is his cousin?
Because of, you said, was it because of the
mothers?
The mothers, I think the mother, something like that.
Okay.
He mentioned it.
I think I remember it, yes.
Mm.
It was an interesting choice.
You know why I'm asking you this thing? You
Why?
haven't seen these people for decades.
Yes.
But you know their nicknames that are used now. Like, for example, Buthelezi Boy. Buthelezi Boy shouldn't be the name that is used for someone who is working under someone. Like, I think, in a sense, people from taxi industry would know that.
Oh boy, wa lawyer.
Do you understand? When they say Buthelezi Boy in a taxi industry, they mean Umfana Buthelezi. Uyabona? You work with that Buthelezi, or you are most likely with that Buthelezi most of the time. Even when you drive for Buthelezi, Umfana Buthelezi, because you drive for Buthelezi. So why would a friend call their friend Buthelezi Boy? Unless it's something that stems from the taxi industry, which begs the question then, are we in a court for taxi industry FEUD or family FEUD? Is it a revenge game that we are seeing? I mean, all this assumption. Can we rule
Speculation.
revenge game out of this thing? Because by the looks of things, by reading these things and how it is written, you can almost tell that there's knowledge of taxi
industry.
And then by the virtue of what we heard about the father talking to some of this evidence that we had yesterday of the father, we're talking about something else there. That's family fighting. But this affidavit in particular, it is more taxi, the jargon. It's taxi jargon.
Taxi industry jargon.
Yeah, it's taxi industry jargon.
He says now he had not seen these people for decades. Gwabini did the introduction as we were all grown up and we couldn't recognize each other. He introduced Carlos, who is known to me as Gadla, whose real name is Mtobisi Mncube, and also referred to him as Buthelezi Boy.
All those names, you know them, but you haven't met these people for decades. And you last saw them at that age. All these names, you know them.
Ngani SFISOKUHLE Zungu NTULI, Mafika Bongani Ntanzi, and what's the third one? Thokoziseni Mapisa. He said, I did not need an introduction on Muzau Kalela's Bia. Carlos, also known as Gadla, whose real name is Mtobisi Mncube, and we refer to him at times as Buthelezi Boy and Snakos Bia because I'm used to them.
So
we
that
see
means
each
now,
other more often.
So he's used to Carlos. Who's this other one?
Snako.
And who's the other one? Ngan.
Yes.
Ngan. Yes. But later on he mixes them. But it's fine. He knows them. Let's assume he knows them.
Well, he says we all ate and drank alcohol. I was specifically drinking Jameson whiskey. Others were also sharing the same bottle with others, and they were drinking other kinds of alcoholic drinks. He said we were dancing and singing. I was mixing the whiskey with
Indian
tonic water, as well as ice cubes, without counting the ice blocks. I did not order any other alcohol or consume any other different one.
So this man was drinking Jameson, even when he went to buy
Jameson.
But look at this. This was saying, I did not order any. Basically, this was supposed to be the last bottle. But unfortunately, the story changed at some point. Then it started talking about them going out to buy
At the tops.
And listen to this. Here, they went with the girl. Here.
There's a woman.
There's a woman.
I remember.
But when they were testifying, it was a group.
Yes. When he was testifying with Advocate Balo in his testimony, Konjo, we went briefly over it yesterday. It was a group.
Of about 5 people.
Yes. And he even mentioned that there were 2
the names
cars.
of men.
He said there were 2 cars in 2 different groups. So he was with the one in the red Uno. And then there was a separate group that went with a different car.
Yes.
And now the statement is now brought forth. In it, there's a woman mentioned there. There's a tops. There's a lot of things. So I get that maybe they introduced the statement via Ramasipeli, but it had a lot of information.
But what was interesting there at the beginning, when Ramasipeli asked to ask just a portion, the judge fought and said, according to, I forgot this law,
introduce the whole thing.
And then as he was about to introduce the whole thing, the state reminded him, I think it was Sibanda, reminded him of what do we call this thing of laying the bases? Yeah, lay the bases. So basically, they were guiding him to throw himself into
this deep end.
They guided him. They didn't help him.
And then they're like, you made your bed, now lie in it. But the testimony on its own, it was very weak.
It's everything here is hearsay.
Yes.
It is hearsay.
Trial
everything.
by hearsay.
And you know what? Sometimes I'm swayed into believing that this job that was maybe done by someone else, it probably was supposed to done by someone else. And that could probably be Kwabin. In my thinking, Kwabin would know these people properly. Because Zungu
direct contact and link with these people.
Zungu did a shady job, in my opinion. It doesn't make sense. It's not his. I know they say he wrote it on paper and whatnot. That's why this guy Umalo asked for the handwritten one.
The original handwritten one by him, because he insists that he wrote it himself. Because he was asked, did you sit and have somebody type it? And he refused and said, no, I'd actually made my own handwritten one. And it was typed. But it could not be found.
And by so saying, he was thinking that they are going to say, okay, it's fine, let's continue with this. And Umalo said, no, bring that one, the old one that you made. Then all that posing, which again is attributed to the defense, by the way, which should be attributed to the state, because they were supposed to bring the original
statement.
Yes.
So I don't know moving forward what's going to happen, because that statement that is typed,
it never made it into court. And one more reason why I think they're not going to accede to what Nis is asking for, bringing Zungu back.
Because now they have to question.
Because Nis is going to go back to that.
Yes. This whole type statement and how it was admitted, and the fact that there was no basis for it. The handwritten one coming from Zungu, it's not there. So this one is very dodgy, in my opinion.
It's not gonna make it in court. Thank you, Lindy and Polan Jr. Thank you very much, guys. We appreciate you.
Thank you, guys. He said, I also recall that Muzi's father was around as well. His name is Nomali
That
Sbiya.
one is very interesting. Where was he?
In the hostel.
He was around the hostel.
Yeah, Zungu has placed him around the hostel, it seems. Because now he's narrating the day that he was there on that afternoon, and he's saying Muzi's father was also there. Very
interesting.
At about 3 p.m., Snako Sbiya approached me and told me that Nkani FEUD Zungu NTULI is stating that I removed my vehicle because he wanted to go out, as I had parked behind his vehicle and blocked his exits.
And that again was changed to a boy on the testimony.
Who must change to boy?
Snako coming to say that. It was a boy, which was sent by accused number 5.
Oh, so now it's Snako on the statement.
On the original statement, yes.
And Snako, is it the same Snako that they said Gwabini had?
That one is very funny because continue reading.
Ish.
The very same person that passed away, according to the stories, in 20.
Okay, the reports that came through was that he passed away in 2018 or 19. I'm not sure anymore. But 2018, 2019, I think.
Was it not who was made an example of the gun that shot so and so? No, he
It's
passed
the
away.
one I'm talking about. The one where he's saying that Gwabini was handing him a revolver, and he said
And he
to
took
him,
it and they said, "Is this
yes,
the revolver that
that shot?"
Snako?"
Yes.
So Snako is a person who passed away in 2013 or so, before 2014. Let's put it like that.
According to Zungu's version.
According to Zungu's version. Yet Snako was here.
Yes, and he passed away. I don't quite remember, but the sister had made a post that he passed away. I think it was 2018 or 2019. I'm just not sure. It's been a while.
Is that the one that they brought the doctors or hospitals?
We saw it on social
media.
It was shared by MC Menzisto.
Oh, okay.
The hospital report.
So it was saying 2018. It didn't say before that.
Didn't say 2014. No.
But
and
then,
in 2014, Snako was in grade 11.
Yes.
That's what the sister was
it's
also
also saying, yes.
He was still in high school. Nowhere near Fosloras.
Fosloras.
He had never been to Gauteng.
So then what do you make of the statement?
You wish.
That Snako was there and was being sent to
He
actually...
was being sent to go and tell
In fact,
accused
what
number
age
5
group is Zungu?
to remove
At the time
his
he was
car.
At the time he was 37 when he testified, right?
Yeah.
37.
Going 10 years back, he was
No, when he
27.
testified.
When he testified, he was 37.
Yes,
Zungu,
yes. So Snako is younger than Zungu.
Yes.
Very young. But he was there, unfortunately, and he was...
According to Zungu's version,
Yes,
he was there.
he was
Put
there.
it like that. According to his version of events, he was there.
He was there.
And at about 3 p.m., Snakosbi approached me and told me that Ngani's SFISOKUHLE Zungu NTULI is stating that I remove my vehicle because he wanted to go out, as I had parked behind his vehicle and blocked his exit. I was driving a state unmarked vehicle, a VW Polo, and Ngani was driving a silver grey hatchback Volkswagen Polo. I then went outside and removed the vehicle out of his way and left, but I later came back.
Someone says Ngumalo put the medical certificate on record.
Which one? The one near Snako?
I'm not sure if that's what you're saying, Lindy. But yeah, we will remind each other as we go on. That's the point of this.
Yes. He says, I then went outside and removed the vehicle out of his way and left, but I later came back. I then took my bag out of the vehicle as it contained my firearm. I also put the vehicle keys inside the bag. He locked my bag inside his bedroom as well as Makosonke's bag. We continued to sit together and have a good time, and other males and females joined us. People were coming. We were just going in
And out.
and out.
Do you remember when he was questioned about that? You remember what he said? He said, I was watching the door who goes in and goes out there because I knew my gun was there when Ramsibir was questioning him. Now check this. Later on, the key is not found, according to his affidavit.
Yes.
Were we going to the side where if accused number 3 wouldn't have worked, maybe someone was going to assume his gun worked? I'm just thinking. It's a thought as I was going through this. If Mangena did not come through in testing and being persistent in testing until something came out, then the Zungu's gun was the only gun that was going to make sense, right? Because he left it carelessly.
It's also a pistol.
And remember, the key was not found for long.
Yes.
And guess who brought it back? Mapisa. But initially, on the testimony, do not be confused. It was brought back by Makosonke. In the testimony, it sounded like Makosonke took that car and disappeared with it.
Yes.
And they called him and said, "Hey, that's what the testimony is saying."
So you think that maybe the direction was going to...
A lot of things seems like they changed, if you ask me, like in this state, in this whole thing. A lot of things changed.
So if the firearm that Mangena had tested, then the firearm that was going to... was the one that a police officer...
And to accommodate the revolver, like, honestly speaking, I'm going to put it like that in my opinion. The revolver is there in this affidavit. But yet people who were in the house, they don't know guns. Now, the only problem with that, but continue, I don't want to spoil it for you.
He says, I also at some point went out to buy alcohol drinks with some other lady and came back into Gwabini's house. Around 9 p.m. on the very same day, I noticed Muzisbia Mafika.
And Sunday
Sandison
dance.
Ntanzi.
Yes. Don't get it wrong. It's there.
Nkani FEUD Zungu NTULI walking after each other into Gwabini's bedroom, coming from outside. He says, I stood up and followed them as I was suspicious on the manner on which they entered the house. I could see there was something wrong. I found Gwabini in the bedroom as I was approaching them. The bedroom, I could hear Gwabini saying, there comes Babu Mngani. Somebody switched off the light.
Now, this is very interesting. Do you remember how much the judge fought for somebody switched off the light?
While that's not what Zungu
While
said,
that's not what Zungu said in his testimony.
And that's not what the interpreter also interpreted.
It could be a coincidence. Or the judge could foresee the affidavit. I don't know.
Do you think he saw the affidavit?
I don't know.
Because he insisted that there was a person
What
who switched off the light.
Yes.
That the light was switched off.
Yes.
He was very insisting and persistent about it. And now that I'm looking back at this affidavit, I'm wondering, did he see it before?
I don't know. I'm just saying it could be that they think alike. But the great minds...
Because he really fought for it to be said that there was somebody or the light was switched off by someone. And that was very strange at the time when I was watching.
But when you go through the affidavit and you go through the testimony, which was changed on a stand, in my opinion, that testimony to suit then what the judge said eventually. But I heard what I heard and I'm Zulu. You can take me to court for this, but I don't think I heard what I heard.
And it's quite a coincidence that what he wanted and persistent it to be said and
It's
put
on
on
an
record,
affidavit.
it's on the affidavit. That is very suspicious. It's something like, okay, what is going on here? Kwenzakalani? He said, I saw Muzi giving Gwabini a .38 special firearm.
Now hold your sources. Muzi has
A revolver.
a revolver. Accused number 1.
And Nkani giving Gwabini a 9mm firearm.
Accused number 2 gave a 9mm firearm to Gwabini. Okay.
I asked them why are they having firearms in their hands and asked them where are they coming from. No one responded.
When I said the story keeps on changing, so let us put it into perspective. A criminal who's arrested, who is apparently known for this kind of jobs,
Yes.
gives his 9mm to Untanzi. Because the story says a 9mm killed Senzo. He gives his 9mm to Ntanzi. Yet he's also inside, and yet he's the one who also pulled the trigger. But when he saw them giving Ugwabini, it was Ntanzi and Muzi. And initially, those are the ones that were in fact, those are the first two who were arrested. And then the gun changed hands. I would say it like that, because what can I say? And then move to accused number 3, the gun swindler. But the revolver is there, and the person who's got the revolver was standing outside. Lindy Uhadebe, thank you. God bless you. Let's press that like button. The person who had the revolver was standing outside. The people in the house, they saw a gun with the wheel.
Wow. He says he then took the .38 special firearm from Gwabini's hand and looked at it, and he asked Gwabini if it was not the firearm which he said he threw away in the river after shooting Snako with it.
Now, this is where the story sounds like a story that you heard people talking about, but you didn't put the date on it.
Yes.
Now, you talk about it happening long time ago, and it just happened recently.
It happened around 2018, 2019, or was it 2020? I'm not
And
sure.
guess what?
2021?
One would be tempted to agree with
2018,
you.
2019, sorry.
One would be tempted to agree with you because Utifutu Snack was there in that house.
Yes.
But yet he was also at high school somewhere.
Doing grade 11 at high school.
But at least there you are saying he was alive. But later on you are saying he might have been shot through the same gun.
Yes.
And you tell me, would we have a court that sits and listen to that?
He said it was not the firearm, but the firearm belonging to Nkani. He says I then
Do you hear
gave
that?
him
The firearm belonging to Nkani.
accused number 5.
Okay, the 38 therefore belonged to Nkani. Let's continue. Getaway driver.
He says I then gave him back the firearm. I asked him that Gwabini gave me my firearm. He reached for my bag and gave it to me. I took it and checked it and removed the magazine and counted my bullets, and I found that they were still the same as I left them. I was checking if they did not take my firearm and use it somewhere else. He says I also smelled it, but I could not pick up anything. I was concerned if they took my firearm and used it to kill people because I had knowledge that they are Ngabis.
So here's the policeman who's a friend of these people. He's got the knowledge that they're Ngabis. He finds them exchanging guns.
Firearms.
He does nothing, absolutely nothing, except shouting and checking his gun.
And smelling
And
it.
sniffing it, and that's okay, that's done. It's okay. He does absolutely nothing. To such an extent that later on, we're sitting and hearing this testimony that looks like a very good fairy tale story, if you ask me. Which has flaws, obviously, there and there. It needs a bit of editing. Because honestly speaking, people are alive, people are gone. There are a lot of things that are happening.
A lot is going on. He says, I was shouting. I told them if they had done something, it shall be revealed one day. I put my firearm on my body. Mafika walked out of the room. Mthokoziseni Mapisa and Carlos Mtobisi Mngube walked into the bedroom. Gwabini asked me to give him some space as he wanted to discuss something with these guys. That is Carlos Mapisa, Muzi, and Gani. And then I took my bag and I walked out and sat on the lounge and noticed Mafika change from a black hoodie top he was wearing with a grey hoodie top. Okay, which one did he change to?
He changed to a grey hoodie top from
a
black.
black one.
The one that was thrown on that sketch. It was black, right? To a grey one.
So you're trying to tell me that Danzi is there because he had a grey hoodie?
Something like that. Something like that.
The one that was seen by Zungu and Zungu only.
Yes.
The people in the house don't know what color it was. It was darkish. It was everything else besides grey. And the one that was seen by Zungu, he said he changed from a black one to a grey one at the hostel. This grey hoodie that they kept emphasizing on the pictures that Ntanzi is wearing was seen by Zungu.
Yes.
And Zungu only.
Yes. It's an investigation. That's what the investigation is saying.
He said, I asked him to give me one hoodie since he has many hoodie tops. So, Untanzu fela ma hoodie lana.
Yeah.
Guys, this is unbelievable. Nami ngifakile hoodie.
Yes.
And I got watanda na baba hoodie.
Don't worry. The day is coming.
Yo, I know. No. This is unbelievable. So Mafika walked back to Kwabini's bedroom to join the others. He says he didn't follow them or him, and
he did not hear
what they discussed.
Discussing, yes.
So he says after their meeting, I do recall Muzi approached me and asked me for a lift after a few minutes.
Later on, it's only Gwabini who did that.
Gwabini asked for a lift for
For
Muzi.
Muzi, yes. But here it's both of them.
Okay. I asked where Muzi was staying. He said just outside the hostel.
Yeah.
But didn't they say he stayed at the hostel?
That's what they said.
Didn't they place him at the hostel? But the hostel, hostel.
That's what they said.
Manje, he's no longer. Even he had made some admissions to that effect that he did stay at a hostel for 1 year. Now he's staying outside the hostel.
Yes.
Muzi drew everyone's attention and asked if we have had or we have heard that Senzo Meyiwa has died. He was asking loudly as if he was making an announcement. He looked very proud and excited about an announcement. I commented that he was talking nonsense and that what he was saying was not true, as no one had knowledge of such. There was no media announcement for this. So I did not believe there was nothing on the news about his utterances. I told Muzi that I was leaving and he asked for a lift. Everyone else left, including Mapisa, Ngani, Carlos, and Mafika. I also checked Makosonke, but I could not see him. Gwabini came to tell me that Makosonke will be sleeping over at his girlfriend's place. I then left at the vehicle with Muzi, and when I reached for a vehicle or the keys of my vehicle at my bag, I could not find it. I then went back to Gwabini and found him in the bedroom and asked him where my vehicle keys were. We looked everywhere in the bedroom and I couldn't find them. He said he was calling the guys. He then called and said that others are not picking up. Some phones are on voicemail. He eventually got through to Nkani and asked about the keys. Nkani said he will also phone and check the guys. Gwabini told him that they are coming and bringing the key.
Not now, Makosonke being the one being called by Kwabi. No, not on that. That was a testimony. This is what happened.
So in the testimony, what did he say?
Talked about Makosonke.
Now it's Kwabini. It's the one who they were looking for keys.
With, yes.
So after a few minutes, Mthokozisi Mapisa came and gave me back the keys. He apologized and left. Who's Mthokozisi Mapisa now?
Mapisa.
Mthokozisi.
That's his name.
So after a few minutes, Mthokozisi Mapisa came and gave me back the keys. He apologized and left. I still do not know when, how, and why my keys were taken out of the bag.
But you were watching in the testimony. You said you were watching that house like your life depended on it. You saw everyone was coming in and out of that house.
Is he creating an impression that his 9mm could have done something?
Even his car could have moved. That's what is. Remember, there was a time where Paul was changing colors.
Yes.
What Polo was he driving?
Did he mention the color? Did he mention the color of his Polo?
Because it kept on changing colors. Gray, silver, gray, something like that.
Yes.
Kept on changing the color.
He says, I left with Muzi Togo and the other guy I do not know. I dropped off Muzi along the road just outside Gwabini's place, and not far from where I dropped off Muzi. The other guys also alighted. Mtogo at Engine Fill Station at Moederfontein. I then went home. On Tuesday, 2014, the 28th of October, I saw a title on one of the newspapers about the murder of Senzo Meyiwa. I also noticed that the sketch featured a description of Mafika Bongani Ntanzi.
Can you believe this?
That he was wearing
so
a
this
black
guy is
hoodie
identifying
top.
these people on the sketch.
The sketch that was driven, or that was the details were given by various people, and most of them could not even recall what suspect B looked like. The people in the house did not contribute to that sketch. Now that we know what we know, Makeleni is the one who contributed to the sketch of suspect B in a hoodie. It's Makeleni, right? So the people that were in the house did not contribute to that sketch. But Zungu is here saying that sketch, what Makaleni saw, not to him, that was Bongani dance. Let that sink in. Yeah.
Must sink in.
Yeah. And Makaleni, who is deceased now.
Unfortunately.
He cannot even come and speak for himself in that courtroom. He says that Ntanzi and that he was wearing a black hoodie top and that the other suspect had dreadlocks.
But it's a black and white drawing,
which resembled that of Carlos Gadla Mncube. So he's saying now that suspect A on that sketch had dreadlocks and it resembled
Gadla Mncube. Yes.
He said, I then started to be suspicious that the day that they were carrying firearms and fitted the description of suspects mentioned, and also that Mafika Bongani Ntanzi was wearing a black hoodie top. I then heard on the media that one of the suspects was arrested. I withdrew my suspicion. I did not do any follow-ups. I later heard again in media that the suspect who was arrested was actually not the correct suspect, and he was later released. He says, I then had an interest to know who was the arrested guy. I saw this photo on social media platform. I then realized that the suspect was arrested, or that one that was arrested could not be the correct suspect, as I did not see him mingling with Carlos Mapisa Mthokozisi Muzi on the day of 26th of October 2014.
So he was 100% convinced now that these guys are the ones that killed Senzo.
Here's my
to
where
such
my,
an extent
my
that
challenge
he will
comes in.
defend Zamoguhle Mbatha. That was pointed by one of the people who were
We
in
don't
the
even
house.
have to say one of the people in the house anymore. It's been confirmed last week. It was Kelly's mother.
Yes.
It was confirmed on one of the affidavits last week that it was Kelly's mother who actually pointed at Zamoguhle Mbatha the identity parade.
Well, siyamalanga nzakwethu. Otherwise, I'm a nanny. But
I'm
can we have
overwhelmed.
calls? I was also overwhelmed.
I'm
Just going
overwhelmed.
through this again.
It's kind
It
of
wa-
traumatizing.
It was
going
fun when we were in a hurry.
Yes.
But
Now that you're thinking and you're thinking about the details,
it's a game of changing things. Like
trauma.
it's like you could almost see where certain things were going. And then you see them reversing, and like, in my opinion, that's basically what I saw. But let's see what you guys have to say, if you have anything to say.
Then we had those who had the audacity to judge Advocate Mnisi, as he was saying, I have to go through 40,000 pages. Look at what this does going back to
It's
look
very
at-
important because it gives you a chance to now analyze things properly. Because when you are in a hurry, some of the things you jump them.
I'm so traumatized by this statement alone. I'm like, oh my God. Now, some of the things that were happening are starting to make sense as to why they were happening.
So we will continue with the statement and finish it tomorrow. But we just want you to digest that part.
Why were we being... why things happened the way that they've happened? Why did the state introduce Zungu without a statement? Why did they... those are the funny things that were happening. Now, when you're looking back at this statement, you're like...
Certain things don't make sense. Let's press the like button, guys, as we do that. And I appreciate you that you are here. We will... And again, please send us the part that you guys want us to look at. This was sent by a certain caller who said you must go back and look at that. So we are doing that, which is very painful to say the least. Thank
It
you very
hurts
much
more.
for those who gifted us. And guys, if you don't have much to say, you want us to complete it tomorrow, then you have something to say, it's still okay. But don't say we didn't allow you a chance to call. Even if you have something that you want to raise that you couldn't raise because on the other days we took long to finish. This is the time. That's why we make it short, because we don't want to keep you for long.
Yes.
But we want to discuss with you as we go further together, and we're taking those who missed the part. Actually, it's actually good for them. It is helping them to understand when we say things, why we say things the way we say them.
Most certainly. Marale affidavit ka Zungu, guys. Hi. Icon. Hi.
It's one hell of an affidavit.
Oh, no.
It's like, honestly speaking, this case is just, I in the sense, like, it's not complicated.
No, it's not.
It just doesn't make sense.
But tricks adlalwayo just to drag it. That
Allegedly.
has been my opinion, allegedly. But that's my speculation. Like, there's been a lot of things like this. For example, when you really look at it, Zungu was a hearsay person.
Immediately when I heard
There was no
Snarko,
need.
if I heard Snarko and someone questioned it, as a judge, I would start questioning the person who's testifying.
But
as a
maybe
judge.
the judge's excuse is that he doesn't have that information before him, right?
I think it was put by Umalo.
Was it?
I think so.
No, he did say it. I put it to you that one of the people that you are mentioning, the statement, Snako, they did not, was not shot in 2014.
Or before 2014. unfortunately. But we continued with wanting to hear other parts. That's but it's scary because this person is talking about Snako as a person who's here, who was here with them. And then also talks about them as a person as a person who passed away, sorry. Sthembiso, Mkhwanazi, Ndonga, siyabonga mfowethu. uNkulunkulu akubusise.
And now that we're looking back as well, the cell phone.
Yeah.
Utheni ujaji. It doesn't mean that when the person's phone is with them, it means the person is there. When it relates to the accused, right?
This judge has been changing, bro. Like he said that and then...
So, the GPS now, sithini ngayo, because uZungu has placed Tobisi from around 3 p.m. all the way up until...
Yay, wena. Wayikhuluma indaba.
Whatever time at night when they separated and each one went to do... And he went and dropped off Umuzi Sbi.
Wena email.
So, accused number 3.
All their GPSs actually. All of them. And guess what? The one that we have fully, Kiam Ngube.
Yes, from 2014.
You see? That's exactly what we did not look at that.
And he was taking pictures on that day. They are saying they're at George Koch Hostel on those pictures. And they keep insisting that they are at Basutung Hostel, right? Okay, fine. They're insisting that at Basutung Hostel. So if you're going to use the theory of the judge to say that just because the person's phone is not there, it does not mean that the person is there with their phone or whatever theory that is, the pictures that were taken.
So it will be, the next step would be interesting to go through again the what we call it, the cell phone record, accused number 3. Very interesting. Because that one, I think that's where the blunder started. TD Anamuhapu, thank you. God bless you. May God increase you guys. Thank you, man.
Thank you, TD.
Showering us.
Thank you. Hi, TD. You're the best. Thank you so much.
So now we need to go back to that what we call a cell phone record. Okay. Going back slowly.
Of accused number 3.
Because he's saying they were there.
Yeah. Zungu is placing them there. So that will be the next project now. We need to combine. To finish this,
we will finish the statement.
Yeah.
And then after we
go to the AVL of accused number 3 to see whether the story is aligning. All right.
Very interesting though.
It has to be done because this statement, guys,
it does not make sense at all.
The statement, the statement is wishy-washy. It's full of a lot of things. It's like someone telling me a story of things they've never done, allegedly.
Someone is saying, sometimes I wish bangat tata DNA sample ka longwe no Constable Zungu ngoba mhlambe wayehamba no ezamanye amaphoyisa indlela zawo are very questionable allegedly. Yes, that's someone on the WhatsApp. Guys, you don't want to add something. Did we break it down that much that you don't have anything to add? Are you serious?
Because people are tired, exhausted from this case.
We came earlier for you guys.
People are exhausted.
We came earlier for you so that you can... Okay, but just to thank people that were here. Thank Shao, OSEP, all the way from Namibia. I know them some now by head. Messi number 2. Thank you, Sisi Mvenda. Thank you. Bashir Banda. Thank you very much. We appreciate you. Please press that like button, guys. It's been a while, Emily and Mr. Ano, Madume, bari Madume Emily and
Madume.
Mr. Yeah, ngafunda kahle Madume. Oh, unda ukuthi ufona
nesizwe. Likhaya everything.
Mduduzi Ronald Shongwe. Umswati wakithi ke lo. Ubonito. Thank you very much. Uthi inside phakathi super knowledge sharing. Ati hello Mzansi with all my love. Hello super knowledge sharing. We are part of this channel now. Good evening. The phone is not ringing, so I don't want you guys to say I didn't check the phone. And then Ulindi Bembe, our member, says Pagati inside. Tembelihle Shambisa is also here. Matabo is also here. See the first call. Mzansi, hello.
Hi, Mr. Emily.
Hi,
Hello.
how are you?
I'm good. I tried. The phone was taking me to voicemail at the beginning. I don't know why,
Hi,
but
Bo.
that's all right.
Hi, Bo. I think
Hi,
it's out of order.
Yeah. Yeah, I was actually laughing because you were saying people are not calling, but when I was calling, it was taking me to voicemail. But
Sorry about
Oh,
that.
no, that's no, all good. And thanks for revisiting my favorite guy.
Yes.
Yeah.
I told you, in this case, if you just listen, this is what happened today, and then you rush, you miss a lot of stuff, man.
Yeah.
After I was working, and then I went back to Zungu, and then while I was working, I was not even seeing what was happening, but I was listening. I said, "Man, what did that happen with this guy?" So you realize from because the reason why I went to Zungu is the brigadier, when he was testifying now, he made reference that Zungu is the one who did this.
Yes.
You get it? Yeah?
Yes.
That's what he said. But remember, before this statement, remember the statement was taken in 2023. This statement, it was written in 2023.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Remember, these guys were already arrested. So Brigadier did not have anything. Remember, when he was investigating and things, he did not have anything that relates to Zungu. But he was asked, "How did you get to Zungu?" And then he said, "When I interviewed all these guys who were there, Makosonke, Gwawini, they kept on referencing to the police office." And then he then confronted the police officer and said, "What is your role?" That's what Brigadier said. He approached Zungu Sizwe and said, "What is your role?" And then Zungu started narrating this story. But I think, before this, these guys were already arrested. Man. They were already in jail in 2020. These guys were arrested.
Yes.
And you will see from this from this statement, it's just a bluff, man. This is a statement with no substance. Nothing. It's just a story that is being written to link people. Nothing in this story. I don't even take anything serious from this statement. But unfortunately, this is the guy is the star witness, or is the biggest witness, according to.
Yet people were already arrested when he came with his statement.
Yes. This is the reason why I went to this guy, because Brigadier made the reference that after I spoke to this guy, and then they said you are there, and then I spoke to you, and then I said, and then think about it now. If you proceed, it's just that you own the statement. If you proceed to the cross-examination of Zungu, at the end, when he was being cross-examined by Ramsey is putting him across. So, how did you? Do you know if you are the one who came with your father to take the statement by Brigadier in Pretoria at the police headquarters? And then Zungu said, I cannot speak about someone's statement. I don't know if he came and made a statement in this case. He said, I don't know. But Brigadier said, he came with his parents, his father to make a statement. Remember? Yeah. That's what Sizwe is saying. He's saying, I cannot speak about the statement because I was not there. And then I thought, no, that's just weird, because I expect these guys to be talking the same thing, you know. And then Ramsey asked him, it's just that in I think Ramsey is not Zulu. So when Sizwe is talking in Sizwe, they always misunderstand each other. Because at some point, Rosberg was just looking at Sizwe because he could not understand what he's saying. And I was in that moment. I said, I want Sizwe to be cross-examined by accused number. What's this? The Black Mamba. And when Black Mamba is cross-examining Sizwe, you must actually do it in Zulu, and then it must be translated to English. Because the English thing is getting into the way, and people are misunderstanding what the same thing is the light switching off, and it is just someone who thought, I'm going to add a fancy way that someone switched it off, but I'm not even Zulu, but I can hear that the guy said the light switched off. It was like it's not working, like a light that just and then it goes off. That's how it looked like when the guy was explaining. You think? So I want to thank you guys.
Thank you.
Going back to this and then mirroring to what then happened after, you realize that no. This is just and another point before I forget. Because it's something that happened. It just happened on the last day of Brigadier Hearsay. He ended up. Remember, I think it was on Thursday when we had a morning call on my side, where I was saying the star witness for the state should be Mom Kumar, because he did not run away. She was there. She didn't. No one said she ran away. And if she ran away to where? Because that house, it doesn't have 7 bedrooms, right? The other one went to the main bedroom, the other one went to the other bedroom, and then the other one went to the toilet, the other guy ran outside. But Makumalo stayed there. But Brigadier was saying he cannot tell if accused 4 went in because everyone ran away. And he said, no, that is not true, because not everyone ran away. If Mapisa went in there, Makumalo should say there was another one again who came here, the third guy.
Was refusing with the phone. The mother who was refusing with the phone.
He was
with the
elbow.
Yes. But you see the brigadier saying no. Was even me from the case starting to where we are today, the state is finished this case. I still don't understand why my pizza is there. I still don't get it. To me, it's like a tourist. He comes to court every day. He does nothing, man. Besides standing by the door on the confession, of which the brigadier, can you just think about? I want you guys to think about this. If you can go to the rank of a brigadier and you do not know how to read a DNA, that is very dangerous. Yeah, that is very dangerous because the brigadier is saying regions are being read for accused things. That shows that you went in first. No.
And the reasoning, though, that reasoning, that type of reasoning, what kind of, wow. I was surprised.
It actually makes you think if people can get to a level of brigadier. Brigadier is a high-ranking place, man. It's a top place, man. Actually, I believe you need to work very hard. But after I saw that case of that girl who was 29 who was employed as a brigadier, it made sense why this guy is a brigadier. I was like, it's okay. I understand.
I get you.
After that, I said, nah, because I used to think for you to be a brigadier, they really excelled as a policeman,
30 years experience.
Yeah. That's what I thought. Because I was thinking this brigadier, our investigating officer, is top guy. But after this, I said, no, this guy, just based on the testimony of the Friday, the testimony of the last day of that Friday, when they took 2 hours, that guy must be demoted to warrant officer. He must be taken down, that guy. Taken down to police. Yeah, but okay, that was just my 2 cents, guys. I appreciate you guys going back and thankfully going this slowly, not rushing, slowly.
Yeah.
And the other thing that you must do now, because you see, exactly like you said, they are saying these 5 guys were at the hostel until I don't know what time when Zungu eventually left and dropped off Syria outside.
Around 8, 9. Yeah.
Yeah. But if you've got any other proof that takes what's this guy, Gasha, to being in Joburg, pictures, and then his cell phone data is saying that, it just means it's contrary to what he's saying. And
yeah. He even called them. They were even called by Kwabini. So that means they had their phones.
Yes. So, and you will see that when this investigation was happening, for me, according to me now, it's just targeted people. And you will see the only information that is available for this, that is saving, is accused 3, because he was arrested on the other case only. If that information was not there, these guys were going down. if that information was not there, they were going down. At least they've got something to hold on to.
Actually, accused number 3 is a wild card for a state. Actually, he was not supposed to be there, in my opinion. But the problem is that the gun, and again, to my allegations in thinking that there's probably a vendetta with him.
Yeah. But remember, this guy was working, was in Inkabi in this taxi violence, you know. So Gininda was working in this taxi violence. So Gininda already knew this guy well before. Yeah, it's not like Hala when he's investigating this one, he just spoke from 6. No, these guys he already knew them. From accused 3, 4, and 5, he knew them. He knew them. And remember, there's always a confusion. That Syria, he said when he spoke to I always forget the guy, the one from Klorkop, the top guy from Klorkop. Yeah. He said the guy from Klorkop already knew Syria's, one of Syria's uncle in the taxi, something.
Yes.
And I said, oh, you see, that's how they even went to interrogate Syria as well. Because Syria was under the radar as well for this taxi thing. Yeah, because it's the guy who was supposed to come and testify, and Gomez Zulu said he's gonna come. He's one of those top guys who was in Klorkop. I know the story because he met with Makubo and the other guys in Klorkop. That guy. So the fact that Gininda says he doesn't know this guy from I don't know when, I disputed because he already knew this guy and he was just trying to nail. And not Mboto. Mboto knew Gininda for a long time. And even the gun, you see that guy who was working in the gun section in Cleveland.
Yeah.
That guy knows Gininda. No, that guy, Mr. Ano, I know you always think he came and be honest, but that guy knows Gininda very well.
Yeah.
From Cleveland. From ST, what SNP 31 or whatever, where they keep the guns, where the gun was in an open bag. That guy knows Gininda very well. That guy knows Gininda very well. It's an allegation I'm putting it to use it. That guy knows Gininda very well and Mangena very well. You cannot just go. I can imagine where you were storing those guns, many guns. Why this one? Why this one? Why you can get this one? But I think he even knew who was arrested, who he knows this gun, and then he gave it to those guys, and then did several tests. But we'll see how we go. We will have an interesting break where we go back and listen to the testimony slow. Slow. And another point. I forgot. I meant to say something about Baloyi, the prosecutor. You know the day, Mr. Arnold, remember the day when he came to court and he said Mr. Minister must apologize. What he said, he's not going to give them a laptop.
Yes.
He's only going to give them an HDMI cable. You know that day.
Yes.
If you're watching live, you think the person who was throwing a tantrum was banned, but it was not bad. It was not bad.
You say it's not bad.
No. You must go and you must go and listen while you're watching in action. Mr. Arno, if you watch on a big screen, it's different when you're watching on a laptop, man. I'm telling you, it was Baloyi telling Sibanda what to say. It was Baloyi telling Sibanda what to say. And even on the last day, when what the minister was saying, it's a pity that the state wants to take this state like a Mickey Mouse state.
Yeah.
Remember? And then he says, with the greatest of respect, we're not even thinking a lawyer office of the law can go down, something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was Baloy, and Baloy is the one who threw tantrums. It was Banda who threw a tantrum about that HDMI cable. No. But what was being told, was being whispered what to say. Baloy, if you want to say something, just stand up and say it. Yeah?
Yeah, no.
He did take long to respond. He didn't respond on Friday.
No.
No. He went for a weekend. And left over it, and then he came there Monday morning. He said,
we have another caller. Can I take this call?
Oh, no. All good. Sure. Thanks.
All good.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Mzansi, hello. Mzansi, hello. Mzansi, hello. Please, volume, please. Hello.
Thank you, sir.
Hi, sir.
I'm sorry, man.
Okay.
How are you?
I'm good. And you? And by the way, I'm just sorry to chow on your time, but Dokas Shabala, thank you. God bless you. Thank you very much. And let me see, Marisane Mahlalo, thank you for gifting membership. Thank you very much. Then you can shoot, sir.
Thank you very much.
Yes.
With a shotgun, not a revolver.
Yes.
I'll just like to, once again, say to you guys, the job that you are doing is super amazing.
Thank you.
It has taken us far back to thinking properly about this case and understanding what is it exactly that is going on.
Mm.
I am failing to understand as to why really the people that were in the house are still not called to come to testify.
Mm.
Yeah.
Why is that? And we're protecting all of them. Or at least they are. If now we have a video from ENCA, why are we not also recalling an interview by a lady from Radio Metro named Mas Chabandlovu?
Yes.
Where the very supposed culprit is interviewed and he contradicts himself in the very interview. Where he speaks about why he didn't call the cops because he had left his phone inside the house and that's why he couldn't call the cops. So Maschabandlove at the end of the interview, she asked that, so you how come these supposed intruders didn't take your phone? No, I ran away with my phone.
It was in my pocket.
It was in my pocket. Why are we not now interrogating that one? They opened that gate. I don't know what the law says about it. I don't know law. But if they can apply it when it suits them, so the defense can. There's a clear-cut interview, and it was done with Zandi in any case at some point. So it's a norm. Why are we not doing it with Longwe? What is it that is stopping the proceeding from confronting it from that point of understanding? It's just a question. Thank you very much, guys. You guys are doing a very good job.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you
Those
very much.
are
Bye.
valid questions.
Thank you.
Instead, we have Zungu coming to testify. When you could simply start with the people that are in the house or that were in the house. I don't understand all of this.
Mr. Anonymous, once again, this is a message. I don't know when it was sent, but I'm going to read it. Mr. Anonymous, I'm not going to mention the name unless you give me that right. Once again, I'm in Swaziland. The only issue I think the defense must get proper witness on this is that one of the gun, Longwe, in the interview he has been doing on the radio, hammering on the same thing, has always contradicted himself, but has always maintained it's a 3.8. So they must bring Longwe. He will crack with his challenges. Again, the evidence on the status of the gun when Mangena fetched it, if they must not leave that too, it was going to be destroyed, the phone. Okay, let me take this. Mzansi, hello.
Mr. Anonymous, njani?
Sikhona mfethu njani?
Kodwa khona ngikuthumile. Molo nje
Molo ninjani?
Ngakhona ngikuthumile. Quite interesting. Today never will give us guys the time. So I want to tell you guys are doing a good job.
Thank you.
You might think like it's like something like we are keeping time, but it's very important because if you can see with all these years that you are busy with all podcasting YouTubers, it seems as if you've got an input because you could see on the judge that the judge is always commenting, in a figure of speech about you guys, that those judges, so really, it might be like singing the same song that you guys really could so much of anything congratulations on that. However, I'm going to bring you something that might probably blow your mind in respect of this. However, the defense does not have an access on that. That's the thing this done. If justice plus the lawyers could have an access of some of the things with the police that they are doing before the case comes into a court, there is a lot. There is a lot that is being cooked, and it's not being cooked by justice, which is open. It's being cooked by police. Because if you check here, all these witnesses are the police. As if like Senzo was killed by police. People that were there at the time that Senzo died are just 2-3 people that have been called. All those people are there.
Yeah.
As you check, if you check the overall, and there is case 375 that is not being considered. That is depending to the results of this case. Initially, that case was brought into court by a NPA. I'm not sure what is the member of NPA that, and then they said, no, this guy was a junior advocate. Something like that.
Yes.
Okay.
This is a chain, Mr. Anonymous. This is a chain. There is cameramen involved here. There is editors involved here. I'm trying to make, if I'm talking about your show, if your studio then
I get
you will find out, you see what I mean? You'll find out that the people that were behind the camera are involved. How could they not see a person who was coming into your studio, whereas they are the ones that are shooting behind the scenes? Because now you find out that also the NPA now is a problem. Because now, for the fact that they delayed this case, they have a second suspect, which is Kelly Kumalo, and they didn't do anything to grant Kelly Kumalo to be brought into court, to come into court, and he's been suspected. Number two, check the fact that test 375. What is the nature of that process? It is the defeating end of justice. Meaning there was the the scene was tempered. Now, why didn't they, if there was fair enough, didn't they bring all the combined
375 and CAS 636 together, so that we see both of these, because we cannot deny, they cannot deny, according to the evidence that has been brought into court about the tampering of the film, probing with the questions by Omshololo about cleaning, with the statements that were read, cleaning of blood, cleaning containers, alcohol are no longer now, the container are the same as the booze But now, coming to this part in today, that will probably blow your mind, is that now I'm just leaving that part now of these two cases that should be joined together. Coming to this one.
Yes.
Now we are struggling off the AVL, right?
Yeah.
And the AVL, all these things, these kind of evidence are coming from the police.
Yes.
AVL is coming from the police, not from Panay. It's part of what you call forgot the name of the department. However, there is another thing that the defense does not know about the SAPS, which they can subpoena, which is the CAS system, the one that I was saying that I'm working with.
The what? Sorry?
The CAS system. CAS system is a CHS, it's a Crime Administration Office system.
Okay,
right?
okay.
I've mentioned long time ago when we were worried about something that was bombshell that was brought by Spain and something.
Yes.
And I said, don't worry, the defense will come and break that thing. It was a long time ago, I think 3 years ago. But now, I just wanted to show you something very, very much you never even thought of. There is something called an IR. An IR, right now I'm on duty, I'm going to work again. So if there's a complaint, you call in, guys, that there are people that are breaking in there in the studio. You call the police.
Yes.
By the time you call the police, there's a call, there's a what you call center or 1011. 1011 is receiving your call to say Mr. Anonymous called and say that the studio is banned or somebody is in the studio and doing whatever. So you call the police. By the time you call it, we receive that call, and I, as admin, I captured that on the system called Crime Administration system. That case, I'm giving you now. I'm going to give the IR. I'm going to write on the OB that Mr. Anonymous from blah 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 this address called and requested police assistance.
Yeah.
Then after I register that code, that's all by 1.2. I register to the system to generate something called IR. Like when you go to Home Affairs, if you are in the queue, there is a number that you're going to be called. Once you register, there is a number that is going to be sent on your phone saying that you are number 345 is your number for on the queue.
Yes.
So the first, all the complaints on the day, they must be calculated. How many complaints did you receive on that day? So 2014, there is number of complaints that they received. So in those complaints, there's something called reaction time. How fast did the police reacted into attend that complaint? Yeah? So I registered it by 1.1, and then after I put 1.4, now I'm allocating now using the system that complaint to a member who's driving a vehicle or a van outside to take that complaint and attend from wherever they were patrolling. If ever they were maybe 10 kilometers away from where the complaint is, then they will drive that 10 kilometers, and we will see how much did they drive, how fast they drive. Once they get into your premises and think that they are in where you gave them the address when you were calling initially, they will say, we're standing off at Protea Street where you were calling when I'm Mr. Anonymous.
Yes.
Then after they say that, I get into the system immediately and 1.6.1. Then now I'm updating the system that you arrive at this time. From the time I registered by 1.4, and I waited for you to say now we drove and we are in the yard at number 3 Protea Street. Then we calculate the reaction time. How much did the van take to respond to that complaint? So it depends to the geographic, what you call that the area is. Then they calculate the time. Then according to that area, if that town is too small, maybe sometimes they say at least it must be 5 minutes for you to respond. If it exceeds to 5 minutes, a station commander must answer that where was the vehicle at that time? How could they take 30 minutes? How could they take 15 minutes to respond into that into that place? Then it's being determined by system the reaction time. Then after the reaction time, you check and say, Mr. Anonymous, you called now our chat office or the control. Now we are here to see where is this person. Then you say no. They ran away when I came out. Then I saw 2 men. They jump off the wall and then ran away. Then you called using the radio station, calling the radio station. Papa Alpha 4 me, Port Alfred. Blah blah blah. Then we are in the face of state. Then we check the area. The intruders ran away. So they are giving us the feedback. The feedback is 1.6.1. And then I feed the computer. The feedback depends. If I'm going to open the docket, it might take 30 minutes or an hour. Or if ever we check and then you say that you don't want to open the docket, the case, it could take 50 minutes. But what is important is the reaction time by the time that I was sending the complaint. So now the problem is they should subpoena that system. It goes with the call. The call from Telkom. Telkom should the caller of that was made by Brigadier Ndlovu supposed to be subpoenaed that when Ndlovu called Lucia. Then so that we see from there, and plus the system will tell that when the call came in. Remember, before the system can be loaded by the information, it's the first has to be a call. So the call, when the call is being done, then I capture on the system. So the time between the call in, and the time that I register on the system, it could take 2 minutes because immediately when you call, and then I register immediately because there's people that are there in the system to register. So meaning this is a long, and this has got something to do with the police and with the NPA. All these allegedly. All these people, yes, all these people are involved. So if the defense can subpoena that, it's a system that is in SAPS, which shows the reaction time. Because now it takes more than even 2 hours for Msia to get into Kutanong. Why is it that not be questioned by the province? That why did it take so long in a high profile case like this? It took time to get into that place, and Brigadier Ndlovu was there. Why would he not know the address? Because when Msia gets there, you find Brigadier Ndlovu there. Msia should have asked why did Brigadier Ndlovu call me once you find the address, because he get there. Because if you remember, Msia said that Brigadier Ndlovu was on the way also to really actually know the address. But when Msia gets there, Brigadier Ndlovu is there. You see what I mean? So that's my take for this part of an IR number. We call that an IR number. So if the defense there were a way like to communicate with them, they should subpoena the case system. I got employed at SAPS 2007. And remember, the Eastern case started in 2014. The incident happened in 2014. I was already in SAPS, and the system was operating at that time. So that's my take.
Thank you.
No,
Thank you for your contribution. It's it's eye-opening because we don't know these things. And again, I just want to say condolences to one of our members. Guys, when you guys disappear, obvious, when we are used to you and you disappear, it becomes that issue. At least if some of you, we have your numbers. The number to call is 071 153 7006. That's the number to call, even for WhatsApp, even for direct phone. So, condolences, man. I know it's not an easy journey being here, and thank you guys for being with us, even in those times. We are here to keep you, at least, you don't feel like you are alone. Some of you have become families. Hi Emily and Mr. Anonymous. I don't understand why banga qalanga nabantu ebebesendlini. Hey, Mzansi, hello. I'm struggling to hear you. Hello. Yes, can you find a right spot?
Hey, Mr. Arno.
Yeah, yes, sir. Yes. Now I can hear you. How are you?
I'm good, thanks in yourself. Sis Emily.
Sis Emily is gone.
Oh, she's not.
Hey, it's gone. It's me now, and it's because of me it's gone. I won't say a lot. It's because of me.
Oh, no problem.
She's
No,
gone.
I'll just shoot quick, fast before anything further. Mr. Arno, I think we to embark into the statement of who this
Statement of
what you call the guy who took a statement for Muzi.
CONST.
He is the guy who took the confession.
Yes. Who was it? Was it Mboto? No, Mboto was.
Yes, I think I was looking at his records. I think there are many red flags there. If now, since we are on research, we can embark into the affidavit of Mboto. Is it Mboto?
Yes.
Yeah, I think it's Mboto.
You said
Yeah.
you said Ndanzi or Muzi.
Muzi, the Miss Muzi, the accused number one.
Okay, we will embark on that.
Yes, and then yeah, my thing today is just to. Is it possible, Mr. Arno? My question is going to be very tricky.
Yeah.
Is it possible for the defense to put Mr. Baloyi on the stand?
375 will probably allow that. Not this one.
Not this one.
Yeah.
But then, if Mr. Baloyi won't be able to be put on stand on this one, is it possible for Mnisi to call the two other advocates who were helping Mr. Baloyi, since everything when Brigadier Kininda is being questioned, he's always saying it was a state prosecutorial driven
Isn't
case.
that in a sense investigative type of situation? I think, I don't know, I won't answer you right away.
Yes.
But I would say,
Yes.
I think the case that allows that, it will be, because that is still a state. You are saying you want the states on the stand.
I get what you're saying.
And the case is not about the state. The state is just merely defending the so-called victims in this case. I'm saying the so-called because in this case,
Yes.
in particular, it does not make sense, or it's not clear what is being actually defended here, in my opinion.
Indeed. Yes, indeed. Okay, now I understand. But then, the thing is that the state is allowing a lot of things that's making us question them as a state that is representing us as a country.
We are now questioning the whole states, that is SAPS and the NPA combined together.
Yes, because now you find Abu Kwabiyemi saying that they are afraid to come and testify, but then you hear Brigadier Kininda when they ask him if did you offer that person protection, what was he saying? The person refused to get the protection from the police, but he's afraid to come there because of his life, but he doesn't want.
Allegedly, I'm just gonna say allegedly to everything. Yeah, but I hear your frustration.
Now, when will the light like? In fact, the parliament, the parliament committee. When is the parliament committee going to fix this thing, man?
I think the right time will be when this case is done. For anyone who wants to score points politically, he can use this case as a classical example of how the state money maybe goes to waste.
Yes. Do you think this case will be used in the future?
Unfortunately, this is how their law is made. If it is finished and then everything's done, it's in high court, it will be used.
But you see that a lot of people will go to jail because of this case.
You see, I think the choice of cases that you use as a judge also depends on how, as a person, are you. So you obviously, like any other situation, you have the bad and the good side. If you want to go the certain side that I'm not going to say, I don't want to say it's bad, you can choose maybe this case. If you want to go the right side, there are many cases that you can use. But obviously, depending on the situation that you find yourself in, you might find this case being caught. And then once you hear about this case, I think your heart should just sink right away.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. That means it's clear that a lot of state cases that are won without being broadcast are very shady. Because now it's clear that I'm a case where Mr. Baloyi now he is undefeated. That means
it is indeed, allegedly. That's all we can say. Unfortunately, but asazi lutho ke thina.
Yes, we are just lame.
Yeah, we are lay people. That's why we're using public information. We don't know anything about law. We wait for them to guide us.
Indeed. No, Mr. Anuman, that's all I have to bring in the table. I'm just watching the Club World Cup here.
Real Madrid, are they winning? Last time I checked, they were 1-0 up.
Yeah, well, I'm just seeing it now. That even me, the last time I checked, because I moved away just to listen to you guys.
Oh, thank you very much. Thank you for choosing us over Real Madrid. I'm a Barca fan, so I'm not happy. I'm happy with that because we are moving away from my enemy.
Yeah, and since you are a Barca fan, I am sure that you were mad when you saw Messi get kicked out of the Club World Cup, because surely if you are a Barca fan,
I'm gonna be honest with you. Messi is playing alone there. Him and a bit of Busquets. That's it. He's playing alone there. There are no players. You can win a game as big as that alone.
Yeah. But anyways, it's not a problem. Let me just listen to other guys who go to our team.
Thank you. Yes, Asizwe. By the way, I might be looking for proper sport analyst. I'm just gonna announce this here, and I hope Emily does not kick me out afterward. I'm looking for proper sport analyst for this channel, because it must be a network. It mustn't just be one thing. It must be a network. I know there are many people, but it must be a network. We are still going to continue working like this, but just sport analyst. We need sport here, just for those who love sport. I see there are many sport lovers here. So if you know your CV and you know you are good when, let us test you. Mzansi, hello.
Sanibonani.
Ninjani mfini?
Siyaphila njani?
Siyaphila. Akukho kubi.
Hayi siyaphila. Cha. Ngithi angibonge lapha Mr. Anonymous umfoka sibiya lo.
Yebo.
Uyabona enikwenze namhlanje kukhulu ukudlula konke.
Yebo.
Isifiso sami bekuwukuthi le video mayingathola ama likes amaningi nama comment ishare ukuze iwele endlebeni zabantu abangakwazi ukubuyela emva babheke into zabo, ngoba enikuveze namhlanje nami kungimangazile ukuthi kweqeka kanjani, kodwa ke izinto ziyaphuthuma ezinye ziyafika.
Yebo.
Bese ngithi nje akukuningi ukuphawulambe ukuncoma lapha uzungu yalazi Mr. Anonymous
uzungu ngiyalazi kahle uzungu hayi uzungu ukhandela uzungu
injalo ke indaba la ngeke ngabhala lapha ku comment ngiyacela ningilekelele uke kwanethuba lapho uzungu iphoyisa ke manje hayi uzungu labalikhandayo kuke kwanesikhathi lapha esuspendwe khona esiphoyiseni
yebo
angeke ngikwazi angazi noma ngalisho nicala esuspendelo kodwa ngiyakhumbula ukuthi uke waba nenkinga engasasebenzi
ake siyibeke ngo-allegedly ake siyibeke ngo-allegedly ibeke wena indaba yakho kodwa nje bese umboza uphuthu ngaphezulu ngesishaya
okay no asingabe sisaya lapho kodwa ukuthi ingeja kancane angitholi ukuthi wayemiswe nini ngoba ubuyele nje emuva emsebenzini
kuvele kwashesha nje konke kwathi kwalunga nisho kanjalo phela mina bengingazi mina I didn't know ukuthi was suspended
ikhona impela indaba enjalo ikhona ake sishiye kanjalo mhlawumbe siyolekelela ngezinye ilanga kodwa ngemangale mina ngoba phela ngithi uthema iqala istatement sakhe wathi wayidrive imoto yombuso ephethe isibhamu sombuso so yangihlupha le ukuthi ngiyafisa ukwazi ukuthi ungabe wayemiswe nini
cha ngiyakuzwa mhlawumbe bakhona banolwazi bazokulekelela yebo
bese ngiya kule leyo ukuthi izinto ziyashintsha ukuthi kubhekwe le kuphinde kushintshwe kubhekwe le mina ngokucabanga kwami ngengqondo encane ngicabanga ukuthi into eyenza izinto yishintshe kangaka bekurelaxiwe ngale case le esenkantolo iziza kahle izinto inkinga kwase kuvuka lena yesibili ku375 kwase kumele kusheshwe ke manje iphuthume izinto
yebo
ayihlali indle ingavela amathonsi uma yabekwa nje bese kuthiwa namshadi kwevikeza bese no asiphuthume isembozo phezulu izokwazi ukungena abantu kubonakale kabi ke sekukhona abantu uthi hayi la ahambanga kahle la ahambanga kahle la ahambanga kahle ngicabanga ukuthi lokho kwaba nomthelelo
impela hayi uyayibona uyayibeka yabona ngesithanda isizulu sakho sithi asiqoshana ngisithanda kanjalo ke siyabonga siyafihla and mina ngapha guys I'm not gonna interpret this other things and I say this with utmost respect, my greatest respect that I have, my Lord. Other things when you interpret them, they can put you into trouble, so it's better don't interpret. Bombe siyabonga kakhulu
kunjalo ake ngivale nganansi lapha edolobheni engidorhela ngakhona kune league yakwa work and play kudlala ama departments so ke mandlala ngicina uthola abangani ke ngokuthi phela maniqeda ukudlala ngixoxe ngize ngicine sengumngani nephoyisa awuse ngiyalibuza umngani uyayibuka ni case ka Meyiwa athi angiyibuka leyo nto ithi nawe yini athi ngiyayizwa lento ekhuluma amaphoyisa hayi bese ngelinye ilanga athi woza lapha ngikuxoxela athi ufuna icala mina ngendlela engisebenza ngayo ngineminyaka e11 experience uma ngizothatha iconfession kunento ekuthiwa uJ88 eba u2 thina yini uJ88 awuchaze ke bese ethi angeke use umuntu umagistrate afika ambuke ngamehlo athi lo muntu right umagistrate uzothuma wena nalomuntu noJ88 ozogcwaliswa udokotela okuyena umagistrate ozobe segcwalisa iform lakhe ngalelo J88 kadokotela ukuthi cha lo muntu ngimthola akadakiwe akalimele right nje engakhuluma wathi ke akazi ema high court kodwa kulezi inkantolo abajwayele ukuhamba kuzo nje magistrate iyoxosha uza ne confession engenama J88 amabili
hayibo
wayibeka kanjalo impela
kodwa phela ke yonke into iyafana yonke indawo angiboni ukuthi khona okuhlukile ngoba nakho ukuthi high court indlela yokwenza kumele ifane
ingani nakho kuleya baburashi inkantolo ikhona iconfession kodwa bebuka ngamehlo abanye becheckwa ama dentist
bakalwa ngamehlo njenge lokuzana
no ngaze ngibhethe kakhulu
Siyabonga.
ngibhede yakhulumisana mase ngiyabonga.
Siyabonga.
Ngiyabonga ingathi nje le video ingajubalala impela izifike nakulabo abafanele. Nabo bezokwazi ukubona behlehle.
Siyabonga kakhulu.
Siyabonga.
Yeah. Injalo indaba. All is alleged, and the views that you hear over the phone are of the callers, not the channel. And the channel is saying all is alleged. Qibupu to pet. Artisborn. Ngifuna nje ukubonga. Thank you very much, guys. You've been keeping me busy. Pamzu Daba, I think you have touched us. Hi guys, it's been a while. I lost my dad on the 31st of May and it really has turned my world upside down. But here we are, we are here as your brothers and your sisters. We are here. You have WhatsApp numbers. You've been talking to us. Keep on doing that, guys. We're here. We go through these things together. We are family now. We don't want to lose one member for one reason or another. We want you here, and we will talk on the side. Pedro, thank you very much. Patricia, thank you, saying, I know, is it necessary for inspection in local for Ntanzi to be done? Yes, it is, because then Ntanzi is going to go straight where he was being done certain things. It's that on its own, it's going to make things easier. You know, he's not going to be looking around and saying, yeah, there on a TV. He's going to go straight and say, here, bring the emotions, bring the feel. It must be there. It's important. They must go there. Lindiwe, thank you very much. Doka Shabala, thank you. God bless you again. Tabang Shwabata, thank you. Siyabonga. Chief Mkondo, siyabonga. Basimane, utige ushipin for them 1 hour late. Let me catch up. I hope you're gonna hear that I did call your name. Mzansi, hello. Mzansi, hello.
Hello.
Hi, sir, how are you?
I'm good, man. Yeah, you're speaking to Bongs from Cape Town.
Yes, Bongs.
Yeah, you see the previous caller.
Yes.
Bring a very valuable knowledge. Very valuable knowledge. They choose that alleging that they were assaulted.
Yes.
Only thing for you to prove that these guys were not assaulted is the gossip from the dentist. Where are the JAD to prove that the proper procedures were followed from the SAPS side?
But then are you saying that? Are you saying that? And which brings me back to the question of, did we perhaps let go of that point easily? Was it not supposed to be canvassed that much on a trial within a trial?
Yeah, exactly. You see, if you remember when Makubo came and they dismissed him, Makubo said, when I'm dealing with the suspect and the suspect is willing to confess, I don't even get involved. If you remember Makubo, he said, I don't even get involved. I send someone, go there, you'll find so and so, you know the protocols, what to do. And the other thing that I want to highlight, if you remember, I've been consistent and say this case is systematic. Everything we are dealing with is the moment South Africans understand that everything we see is the system. Yesterday, I enjoyed a lot of my day yesterday, my man. I watched my favorite legal practitioner. I call him the pride and joy of the people of South Africa when it comes to legal fraternity. Moses Kakani.
I did watch that piece. Did watch that piece. Him? Yes, it's always a marvel to watch him.
The pride? Who else? The pride of black people when it comes to justice, man. You see this in the so-called aspect.
Yeah.
He broke it down yesterday. What is expected from the expect? The expect mustn't sympathize with one side. The expect mustn't bring opinion that is one-sided. And you have the so-called expect one from Vodacom. He doesn't have the call. One from the SAPS have the call. Meaning the one from Vodacom was saying to compromise my integrity. There is no call here. The one from SAPS was willing to be on board because these are his colleagues. The one who's independent. You see, now breakdown what Moses Kakan was doing yesterday and compared to thinking you expect from the so-called expect witness must be independent. Thinking when telling him he was independent, he said it. There is no call here from my side. Why? Because he was independent as expect. And Mr. Mnisi tried to push him and say, but you are the custodian of our data of Vodacom. How come you don't have this call, but the SAPS, they have this call? Because of her independence, he refused. You see, from my side, there is no call. Now the question is, how come the custodian of our data, Vodacom, doesn't have the so-called call between Anchus number 5 and Kelly Kumar? But someone who's receiving information from the custodians of our data have the call. You see, the other thing that I want, when I'm speaking about the system, as we follow the proceeding and whatever SFISO Meyiwa said and does said is bit by bit revealing itself in that court. What I want people to take in mind is systematic. This case is systematic because the SAPS and NPA failed the Meyiwa family.
Yeah.
SAPS and NPA completely failed the Meyiwa family. What was the mission about these 5 accused? It was to save the face of NPA to the nation. But man, religion is religion. God is God. As a Pan-Africanist, that's how we differ these things. That's why I love Muslim Kakane so much. I'm a very bold Pan-Africanist.
Yeah. Lawyers that Pan-Africanists are very good.
Listen, underline religion, God is God. God works in mysterious ways, man. The NPA, they thought they will save the face with these high-profile cases. Little did they know, God works they are exposed. They've been day by day. You see what is happening in the case of Isma Khashulemi with Ms. Chalota. You see what is happening with Omatoso. NPA failed to save their face. They thought this will save their face, but they didn't know God, all of us, every man for himself. This case is about to save the face of SAPS and NPA. The Meyiwa family were gunning for private persecution. If you remember, Senzo's brother was even at the door of AfriFram, the organization with office, but he ended up found himself there. Why? Because of desperation. NPA failing the Meyiwa family and SAPS failing the Meyiwa family. He had no choice but to go and kiss the frog. As one of our prominent leaders always say, we have to kiss the frog somewhere. That's when SFISO Meyiwa found himself. He ended up having to kiss the frog. To do what? To find justice for his brother. Do you think SFISO Meyiwa is not conscious enough? Hell no. The guy has been working for the police service for years.
Yes.
He said it himself on his interview with Spamala Kope from ENCA. Anyone who is not sure, what I'm talking about. You must go and check that interview. The guy said, I've been working with SAP for SAPS. I know these things. And the so-called case from Kuala and Tumelo was not about assault and anything. That case, Brigadier forced those guys to fabricate the case against Makubo and Joyce. He said they will kidnap someone. But when you took that person, his mother was there, friends were there. They know this person is going with the police, and you come and open the case at Becky Temba police station of kidnap. That's what Meyiwa told us. Thanks a lot, guys. This case is exposing the rot we have in our system. It was an attempt to save the face. There is no case here. Thanks a lot.
Thank you very much. Yeah. Again, views are of the caller. We as Mzansi are not aligning with that and all other callers. And the channel as an independent entity is not liable for that. And again, all is alleged. It is alleged because we don't have any proof of anything. I'm gonna put it like that. Clear. Very clear. I was still thanking you guys. Kosinati Zagwe, our member, thank you. Laura, thank you. Msongelo Ndlovu, thank you. Quest, thank you. Siba Linda, thank you, Siba. Lindiwe, thank you. Siba, okay. Yeah, Gaby, Siaya, thank you. Pablo Pakeli, thank you. Pinky Ndlovu, thank you. Tsidi Mkwena, thank you. Ntsiki Cassandra Kamguni, our member, thank you. Sfiso Sindani, our member, we appreciate you, God bless you. Guys, as members also and subscribers and everyone else. Caesar, thank you. Gwabini, I almost said Gwabini. CD Adam Wahab, our member, thank you. Yeah, Mhlangabezi Sly, thank you very much. Yeah, Snace Bia, Sotobe, thank you. Bongmusa Bangele Tuyazalo, thank you very much. Siyabonga. Snengo Bo, Mapoloba, Siyabonga. Fanuel Makanje, I almost said Makanje. Fanuel Manjengwa, thank you, Siyabonga. Ulindiwe Zondo, ati hello Mzansi. Ulindiwe Zondo. Where are you, Ulindiwe Zondo? Michelle Lee, Siabong. I would think twice before asking him to represent me, knowing that the case he investigated, he has been tainted by the incompetence. That is Lindiwe talking. That is Michelle Lee talking to Lindiwe. Tobeka D, our moderator, please press that like button on your way out. When I see Tobeka D, Uti High FM, our moderator, then I remember to actually shout and say, please, Hinju, all the way from Namibia. Hello, Mzansi family, all the way from Namibia, indeed. Patience Tenjane. Thank you, Nozipho. Slongonyane. Slongonyane. Thank you. Spone. Pet Matt, thank you. Morisane Mohlala, thank you. Siyabonga, guys. Miss V, Jablan Zulu. Yeah. Emmanuel Makanjera, there you go. Now, Mr. Collaborations, reasoning leaves a lot to be desired. Caller was on point. That is Makanjera. All the way from Zim, our neighbor, Chironi. Thank you, Seabong. I maintain the judge is the problem. No one. Pamzo, and again, we love you here. Thank you, Pamzo. Lebohang Likwene, our member. Thank you very much. Sitolepi Dube. Hey, thank you, Seabong Matube. UWM 10. Masimane, Siyabonga Masimane, thank you. Chief Mkonta, I've mentioned you. Yeah, but for to Ngiavala. Thank you very much, and I appreciate you, all of you. It's a good night. Oh, it's still 11, yes. Matsidiso Madala, thank you. Usfiso Sindanat by member Dumiso Masengemi. Thank you for your thank you, Dumiso. Thank you, Masengemi. Siyabonga cool. Mrs. K. Hello family. Hey Mrs. K. You catch up. Ukawe utige good night from all the way UAE. How my daughters. Bangale. Abantu bangale. Ungomane 83 atige hi guys. Thank you Ngomane. Yeah, kade siyibambile lenkova siqale ngabo9 mangicabanga. Thank you, we appreciate you, all of you. May God bless you. Nilale kahle nje ningafikelwa imkhuba engagcine nithole senilaphana. Kuleza ndawo ngathi nje necala lingangambula ingubo lingene kini ngoba ayi bafowethu siyabonga. Thank you.